Randy here in the workshop this morning, obviously. So let me show you what I've been doing a little bit. Little bit of decorating. I got these little cheesy, cheesy little signs from Timu. I got like a 12 or 15 pack of them, I don't remember. And I just kind of been sticking them up all over. So they're fun, they're cheesy. They fit me perfectly. So the thing is too that they are, they're handy, especially on the workbench, because if you have like these metal magnetic trays, you can stick them there, take them up off the workbench, so you are clearing, you have space that you cleared. So that, there's a practical use for them as well, besides the decoration. Okay, so today what I'm gonna do, I got this yesterday, 73 piece, it's a tool organizer. I want to put one panel here, and then I'm going to have to cut it out. I think I got to look and see if I can, if it's notched enough on the back to go around this. I'll try to put one there. If not, I might just fit it there. I don't know, but let's take a look at it and see what's going on. Take the gloves off. I was cleaning up. The electrician still hasn't come and gotten everything out of his tools and the extra wire and all of that stuff. Some of it's in my way, but it's okay for now. All right, let's see what we got here. A lot of bends. All right, boxes is empty. I'll put that over here. It's gonna go to recycling. So these I've just got to get out of my way for now. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. And plastic hangers. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's plastic. Should be pretty easy to modify. And trying to see if it gave me any hardware, because that's one thing I don't have a lot of. Okay, no hardware. There's no instructions for this. I just got to figure it out. Okay, yeah, they've got it going. They got the bars going across, so that's going to work out. All right, not a problem. So it goes this way. The other one I've got over here, this one here, they went up and down. That one's metal. That's an Amazon special. When I as often as I can, I try to find things that are, it's made in Italy. Try to find things that are made local or made in the country, not all made in China. All right, so, and that's what it was saying. So these will sit this way. So I'm gonna line that up. Really gonna mess with my OCD, but it will if I go below it too. I guess it doesn't matter too much, does it? Okay. Let's do that. And then we're gonna put one up here above that. So do that one there and that one there, and make sure that I'm right side up. It's got the bar at the top. The bar at the top. Yep. So I like it like this. I want it like that. Okay. And they want it like that. So, okay. So let's put you here, like so. And you got a hole in you? No. All right, there's a. We're gonna do one of those and we're gonna level it. All right, let me pause for a second while I find some hardware. Okay, we're back. So I've got a hardware kit. I'm gonna put these little 5mm ones in. So let's stick one in here. Let's drill a hole. All right. And are you gonna fit? Yeah, of course not. Just a tad bit bigger than 5mm. Makes it fit tight, which is what you want on these inserts. No. All right, that was a mistake. It is not wide enough on the outside. On the inside, I mean. Okay. We'll get a new one there. Try it. You gonna go in a little better this time? Okay, that's better. Now then, let's put one screw in and level it out and mark the other ones so I know it's accurate. Right. I think that's the wrong screw. It is, yeah. But let's mark it. Let's level it, I mean. I don't want to mark all of them. All right. Okay. All right, you can see the marks. So now if I drill those correctly, it should line up. I'm gonna have to check that one again because I'd marked it earlier and then I redid it. I had to do that in a different color maybe. Ow. Drill bit's getting hot. See if we can tell which one it is, maybe. Center, center, center bubble. Yeah, I see, it's that lower one. All right. Okay, move that out of the way for now. I think I might have to do like I did when the other ones and make it just a touch bigger. I don't really want to go. I don't know, let's try it. I'll do one. We'll do one with a 6mm bit and see if that helps. Yeah, that did it. Okay, there's my mistake. All right. But I'll show you so you guys see. Here we go. Clear the dust off here, zero that out. So if you go to measure it, it's like 5.4 millimeters. I don't know if that's on there or not. And I've drilled enough in these walls to know that they tend to crumble. This is poured concrete, so it's a little different from what's on the walls, but they tend to crumble and make things a little bit bigger than you want. So typically I would go with a 1 or even 2 millimeter undersized drill when I'm drilling the walls out down here. For example, these signs, they're put in with a little 5mm insert, or I'm sorry, a 4mm insert, and I did my best to find a very small headed 4mm that was just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just 4mm, like it's not, that across is barely 4mm right there. So I didn't use the SDS. I used it's a masonry bit, but it's not got the if you look at some of these are, they put a little bigger tip on them and they take out a bigger chunk of material to start. Okay. Got them all in. I'm short one screw. Thought I had, oh, it's right there. Right there, I knew I counted correctly. I can count. All right, let's jam these in real quick. Okay, that looks good. Right, we're gonna rinse and repeat on the other side. I'm gonna not film that because it's the same. So I'll be back. So yeah, this side has turned out bad. It completely delaminated across the top. So I can't mount it up there. I started drilling a hole and it cracked, so I thought, well, let me drill a small 4mm hole. And when I did that, it just completely delaminated. And I'd already done the bottom one. So I'm gonna mount it I'm gonna mount it here. Maybe I'll mount it here. No, it won't fit. It won't fit over here. Gets in the way. I'm gonna mount it here, like that one is, and go from there. All right, I'll be back. You see I got them mounted. I'm gonna go ahead and fix these now. And you know, one of the purposes of my videos is to show I'm not an expert in everything, obviously. I'm very good at welding. I'm an average fabricator. I can do that kind of stuff. I can fix motors. I was a heavy equipment mechanic when I was in the Marine Corps. I've been working on small engines and car engines and diesel engines since I was a little kid. Seriously. I'm pretty good at that stuff, and not what I did for a living, as I've said in my first video and in my introduction. You know, I worked as a welder when I was younger. I worked in construction again when I was in my 20s, and then I went to college in my 30s, and I became a mental health counselor, and I did that for 22 years before I finally retired here to Florida. But the point of these videos is to show you, like, you know, when you're trying to fix something, sometimes things go wrong. When you're trying to install things, sometimes things go wrong. And it's just a matter of keeping your composure and kind of laughing at it and saying, okay, you know, that went wrong. When I was looking at this here, this hole, I thought to myself, that could delaminate. Let's go with a smaller bit. So I went with a smaller bit. It's still delaminated. And that's okay. I can fix it, and that's the point. It really can't do a lot of damage to things that just can't be fixed. There are some things, yes, but concrete wall isn't really one of them. It can be patched and fixed and whatnot. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that. This stuff here, it's basically a like a construction adhesive, but it's a thick. It's a thick putty. It's very difficult to get out of these tubes. So you're gonna see me struggle with it for a minute, maybe more, as I try to get some of it out. There we go. All right, so you can see, it's, you know, that's what it looks like. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start down here. We're gonna fill these holes in here. And I've already blown these holes out, so all the dust is out of them. Okay. And then I've got a little scraper. I'm going to push it. In. And then I'll go back over the holes that I didn't quite get everything in. I have to get a new tube of this. And okay. Push, try to fill that hole completely up, and then level this, stretch it back off. Yeah, obviously it's a workshop. I personally don't care what the wall looks like per se, but I do need it to not fall apart on me. So we're gonna, these cracks, we're gonna push this in again. I'm pushing with the scraper, and I'm gonna fill that up, and hopefully this will get in there and dry, and kind of glue that crack together. We're gonna go the whole length of it. Three more spots. Okay, we'll do one there, do a big one there, and then this one here. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, now once that dries, it's going to be strong. I'm not really worried about it. All right, I'm gonna call that one quit because it's really a gym workout to get it out of there. All right, the other thing I got, again, from Timu. Some of the stuff I've gotten from Timu has been decent. Some of it's obviously cheap, but I wanted a thermometer to put in here. I got this thing. It looked neat. It's a thermometer. I mean, you get the cheap thermometers anyway, a couple bucks. That's a fridge thermometer that I really need to put back in the refrigerator. So I just wanted to know what the average temp was here, and as you can see, this one maybe not working. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh no, that's the blue. So yeah, I mean, it's the black one. These move. These are my low limits. Was that 60, like 62, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. No, about 16, 17 degrees Celsius. Not bad. I did turn the heat on this morning because it's like 6 degrees outside Celsius. It was like 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna mount this. But I want to show you that. Let me pop in the tool organizers and get them where I want them, and I'll be right back. I got it all set up. Got to clean it back down again. Shooting this real quick because the electrician is coming back to get his stuff. He left a lot of stuff. A full basket of wire. These are all of his tools. All of that stuff there in the corner, and there's even more wire there. So I'm excited to have that out of here finally. And then he's got to tell me what's going on here because I don't know what he did. But so I want to point out this product I bought real quick. I think it's pretty neat. It's going to need a couple of coats, but so I got this at Lidl. It's Parkside Easy Fix Interior Paint. So I wanted to cover up where I'd written on here in the red marker 4 outlets to let him know where I wanted the outlets. And but I don't want to keep looking at it. The other ones I've covered, they either covered them with the outlet like that, or I've covered them with a sign, or I've just kind of left it. But let me show you on this here because this is pretty cool. Let's do this here. So I think this stuff's neat. I've never seen it before, but it might just be me. I'm not a painter. So basically, it's just a white interior paint with a don't get paint on the camera. With a sponge, you can bring some of it up, and you just put it on, and you can cover a damaged area. Obviously, with the marker, it's gonna bleed through, but I didn't know that when I tried it. So, but I think it's a neat product. I think it was like €2, €2.50, something like that. Not very much. Anyway, all right. So back to this. So the organizer's done. All right, let me show you what I didn't need. So this is all the extra stuff. There's all the extra stuff that came with it that I don't need. I'll likely recycle it. I might keep the clips, some of the hangers. I'm never going to use the wrench holders. I have my wrenches over there, and pretty much have everything I need for this workbench. All of my workbenches are set up to have the tools. They're a mess right now, but they have tools and they have the bits I need. And when I get this welding area set up over here, the grinders will be hung up. I'll actually move those grinding discs and everything over, and everything will be set for welding in that area, and that's the way it should be. This is going to be for small item repair, the little grinders, the drills, stuff like that I get into as I get into it. And then the rest of the area is going to be, just for larger stuff. So keep in mind, I encourage you to like and subscribe, obviously. Comment, let me know what you think. And this is my Stiegel Castle Garden XD150 lawnmower. I bought this last year when I bought this house, and I've got about a hectare here, which is 2.5 acres, and really struggled to find anything that would actually function properly for such a large piece of property. You either get a giant tractor, and I don't have 20,000 euro to drop on a tractor, or you get a lawnmower like this. The lawnmowers I found, they call these tractorinos, by the way. The lawnmowers I found were all rear bagger, and I don't want to be emptying a bag every 5 minutes because that's what would happen here. So my neighborhood Ferramente, which is a hardware store, local hardware store, had these models for sale. He made me a good deal on it, and I took it home and I tried it out. And the first thing I had issues with were the rear tires were turf tires like these. And when I post this video, I'll put a link again, and it says, "Oh, my poor Tractorino." I think that's the title of it, from my Your Essential Italy page. And I encourage you to watch it because you'll see what happened. This was about a 2,200 euro Tractorino, a little lawnmower. And it was slipping really bad with the turf tires. So I bought these ATV tires, quad tires, put them on. The other issue I had was this shifter was getting hung in, it was getting hung up in between first and reverse. And then again, it was like if I shifted it into fifth, it was really only fourth. So I had fourth, third, second, first, reverse, and then or neutral and reverse. And I didn't, and it was really messing with me. It was really hard to shift in this area in particular. It didn't want to go. So it was still under warranty. So I had the guy come back from the Ferramente, his repair guy. He came back. He said, "Oh, you bent the rod." I didn't bend the rod. I just got the thing. The rod was bent, right? So he quote unquote fixed it, but he didn't. It lasted like 2 shifts and it went back. So earlier this fall, when I got done mowing, I tore the whole back. I tore this whole thing apart. Got in, took the rod out, the shifting rod out completely. I straightened it. I lubed all the pivot points on it and fixed it properly. So the other thing I did to this thing had a 325 cc engine in it, which I believe is 12 horsepower equivalent, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. And it was just horribly underpowered. The thing would smoke like a banshee when I'm coming up my hill mowing, and it just didn't want to go. It would bog, and it was horrible. So I was looking around, and Stiga, the company that owns Castle Garden and it makes all this stuff, although this tractor's made in China, yeah. They had this engine that I ended up buying and replacing, and that's what's in that video. So this is a 352 cc, which I believe is 16 or 16 and a half horsepower, and a world of difference. Oh my gosh. Yeah, night and day, completely. So it mows, it goes, but yeah, this is my little beast. So my next project with this, I got to pull the deck off because somehow, some way, some chain ended up in my field, rusty old chain, and I hit it, and it wrapped up in the blades, and I took the blades off, and I sharpened them back up again. I put them back up, but when I was doing that, I noticed that there were 2 pretty good split gouges or gashes in the deck. So I need to pull the deck off. I need to clean it up, grind it down, weld up those broken seams, repaint it, and put it back together again. So that's going to be a video that's going to be coming up pretty soon. So like, subscribe, and let me know what you think.